Webinars should be your bread and butter, but lately it feels like you're living off rations. With the time, money, and energy you're investing, you deserve higher conversion rates. And if you stick around until the end of this video, I'll show you the easiest way to achieve just that. And hey, before we launch into the content, I want to take a quick second to shout out my favorite webinar platform, Business Hangouts. They've got everything you need for live webinars, pre-recorded webinars, and even for virtual events. You can peep all the info about this software by clicking the link in the description below this video. Now, for anyone who doesn't recognize this face, I'm Jay from AppSumo, and I'm gonna be your guide into the wonderful world of webinars. Today, we're gonna cover 3 major areas you can focus on that are virtually guaranteed to shoot your webinar conversions to the moon. Your pre-webinar funnel, your webinar content, and your post-webinar follow-up. But just before we jump in, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date on all of our latest tips. There's gonna be a lot of info here, so I've included timestamps on this video. Just make sure to save it so you can pull it up anytime you wanna optimize your webinar strats. So the first, and I'd say the most important step for boosting your webinar conversion rates is getting more butts in those seats. The more people you have attending your webinar, the more engagement you'll have during the webinar, and the more excited people will be about taking action when you get to your CTA. Makes sense, right? So let's cover some of the most effective ways to get people to show up. It can basically be boiled down to 3 main strategies. 1, you can work on getting more traffic. If you're posting on social media or sending LinkedIn DMs, or you're running ads, just do more of what's working. If you feel like you've maxed out one channel, then diversify into another one. And if you're already running all the organic traffic, direct outreach, and ads that you can handle, then optimize your strategy by cutting out the stuff that's giving you the lowest ROI and doubling down on what's giving you the best bang for your buck. Once you've got your traffic locked in tighter than the I-5 at 5:38 p.m. on a Friday, you've got to optimize your landing page. Now, I know you're not a master designer or an expert copywriter or a marketing prodigy, so optimize your landing page sounds kind of vague. That's why we're gonna take a look at one of my favorite webinar registration pages of all time. I wanna walk you through exactly what makes it work so well. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is that the page isn't super long, but every one of these elements serves a really specific purpose. Let's start with the headline. Free training shows how thousands of everyday people are transforming their life experience into a stream of impact and success. First thoughts, pretty friggin' long, but every single word has a reason for being there. Check it out. So right off the bat, we're opening with free training. This part's awesome for a few reasons. First, the word free is right there to instantly grab the reader's attention. Then notice how we're calling it a training instead of a webinar. That's because when people hear webinar, they immediately think sales pitch. But free training doesn't have the same negative connotation. Then there's thousands of everyday people. Big social proof with the word thousands. And we make it seem accessible by saying it's something that everyday people are already doing. The reader will be like, oh, no way, I'm an everyday person. That means I can do this too. And then we finish on the big desire, which is transforming their life experience, blah, blah, blah. You get the picture. Okay, then we've got some arrows to move the reader's eyes down to the opt-in, a button with a really clear call to action and some urgency right here. And then of course, we've got a proof bar with all those big important logos to show you that Dean and Tony, the dudes who are hosting the webinar, are legit. So when you redesign your registration page, make sure you include all those elements. A clear, attention-grabbing, benefit-focused headline, a CTA that makes it stupid easy for your prospect to take action, and a proof bar, which could be media mentions, testimonials, or logos of companies you've worked with. Then on the lower half of the page is a really simple layout. Just a subhead, some bullets to get you excited about the content, and another opt-in. Use the same kind of structure for your landing page, and you'll be on your way to winning at webinars. So once people sign up, you wanna make sure they attend, right? Well, the best way to do that is by sending more emails. Here's a really simple confirmation email funnel that you can use to boost your attendance rates. Your prospect opts in, and right away, they get a confirmation email. Pretty standard stuff. Then you want 2 more emails to go out after that. And these 2 focus on overcoming your prospect's possible objections. And on the day of the webinar, you'll send out 4 more emails hyping them up and driving them to the free training. Whoa, Jay, hold up. 4 emails in one day? Yep, 4 emails. If someone registered for your webinar, it's because they want to show up. It's your responsibility to make sure they don't forget about it. Don't worry, they won't be mad. Actually, they'll probably thank you for being so diligent. So to recap this first part, you need to get as many people on your webinar as you possibly can. You do that by getting more traffic, optimizing your landing page, and setting up a simple confirmation email funnel. And hey, if that sounds a little bit techie, don't even worry, because the software I mentioned before, Business Hangouts, actually has all that email stuff integrated in the platform. So if you want to run your webinar and send out your emails from a single piece of software, just click the link below to check it out. Next, let's look at the content for your webinar. You may have heard of Russell Brunson's Perfect Webinar Script, or maybe you've read Jason Fladlian's One Too Many, or maybe you've stumbled on any of the 1,000,001 webinar resources available online. So which structure should you go with? Well, truth is, they're all good. It doesn't matter if you prefer to do more storytelling like Russell does, or you take a step-by-step approach like Jason, or whatever. What really matters is that you focus on 4 core principles and make sure that your webinar content reflects each of them. So number 1, you need to capture attention right from the start, because within a couple of seconds of showing up, people are gonna decide whether or not you're worth their time. So open your webinar with the biggest promise you can possibly make. Today, I'm gonna show you how you can learn to dunk even if you're only 5'6" and you've never touched a basketball in your life. On this free training, you'll discover how you can outsource your Uber gigs to earn nearly unlimited passive income without ever getting behind the wheel. Are you ready for me to reveal how you can triple your money every single month by investing in Tanzanian real estate? Don't overthink it. Just lead with your biggest promise up front, and you're Gucci. Make sure to follow that up right away with the reason why people should stick around. This can be practically anything that they would find valuable. Maybe it's a free report to help them achieve one of their goals, or it could be like a book list with your top recommended readings, or it might even be a breakdown of something you've got in your business that they'd love to see. Point is, it doesn't really matter what you offer. What matters is that you're giving them value and encouraging them to stay. After that, you'll move into your content. Here, your main focus should be providing benefit-driven content that's going to help your audience reach their goals. You want to make sure it's simple, understandable, and easy to act on. So don't overwhelm them with 100 different steps. Break your webinar down into 3 to 5 main points, then cover only as much as you need to for your viewers to get results. Kind of like what we're doing in this video. When you're finished with your content, then you'll move into your close. There are 3 big mistakes that I see people make when they get to the end of their presentation. The first, they don't make any kind of offer at all. How do you expect to make money if you don't ask people to buy from you? Second big mistake, they're too soft with their close. So they'll say something like, well, you know, this thing might help you maybe, so like, if you want to try it, you can, but I won't force you to. And the third big mistake is that they make it too hard to take action. Like they won't have any kind of on-screen CTA or link or pop-up. They'll just say like, go to https://www.myreallyawesomewebsite.com/grab your thing today and expect their viewers to remember some random URL, open a new window and type it in. No, wrong. That's another reason why I think Business Hangouts is so awesome. They give you pop-up style CTAs that you can use during your webinar to make it super easy for your attendees to open your order form and buy your offer. Simple, sleek, just like the pros do it. If you care about boosting your webinar conversions, definitely click the link below to check out the deeds for Business Hangouts. Now, not everyone's gonna click your CTA. Out of all the people who register for your webinar, you'll have 3 main buckets. People who didn't attend, people who left early, and people who saw the CTA but didn't buy. Most entrepreneurs kind of give up at this point because they tell themselves, well, if people didn't buy, it's because they're never gonna buy, and they'll quit there. But if you set up a really good follow-up email funnel, you can actually get a good chunk of that audience to make a purchase, even if they didn't purchase during the webinar. The trick is to have a different email sequence for each of those audience segments. So if someone didn't show up, what do you need to do to get them to buy? Probably send them to a replay, right? And if someone showed up but didn't stick around until the end, then maybe you send them to a replay page with timestamps so they can jump around through the video and get to the parts they want to see. And those people who saw the CTA and didn't buy, maybe you hit them with tons of social proof, overcome their objections, and double down on urgency/scarcity. There are lots of strategies here, but the main thing to consider is that you want to segment your audiences. Ask yourself what you need to do to get them to buy, then use your emails to motivate them towards that action. Luckily, all that stuff's built into Business Hangouts. You'll find automations for general follow-ups, did not attends, and early abandons, plus a whole bunch more. You'll be able to find a page with all the details about Business Hangouts when you click the link below. So to recap, here's what you've got to do to boost your webinar conversions. 1, get more people to show up. How do you do that? Send more traffic to your registration page. Optimize the copy and the design, and create your registration email funnel. 2, make sure your content follows the 4 core principles we mentioned earlier. Lead with a big promise, give attendees a reason to stick around, focus on benefit-driven content, and make it easy to take action. 3, segment your list so you can create email sequences for each audience. When you start doing these 3 simple things, I guarantee that your conversion rates are gonna skyrocket. And the easiest way to implement them, use a software like Business Hangouts. You'll be able to set up your registration email funnel, embed your CTAs, and automatically segment your audience into the right email sequences once the webinar is over. Stop making it hard on yourself. Just click the link below to see how you can grab Business Hangouts today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.